It's about 1 a.m. Everyone's asleep, but here I am doing an update about my life instead of some usual COD gameplay highlights that I usually do. So, for the background gameplay, I'm just gonna show some COD zombies. So, first of all, um, y'all wanted to know about my favorite COD game ever. I don't think I've shared that to anyone but my close friends, since literally no one asked me about that. So, my favorite is practically Black Ops 2, and I don't really have much of a choice because I've only played about a handful of COD games that I really enjoy, that I've played not from start to finish, but you know, from time to time, whenever I had the time to do so when it comes to school and all that back then. So Black Ops 2 really stuck with me. I feel like every single gameplay of COD, I feel like if it reminds me of Black Ops 2, I like it immediately, even though, face criticism or many I feel like it's a shitty game. If it reminds me of Black Ops 2, I like it. And about other gameplays, other than God, I've planned on playing some campaign, but the only problem with that is all the campaigns that I like are about to release next year. So I feel like next year I'll do a lot of campaign where I'll just do commentary over it while I'm playing. That's my goal. And maybe I don't know about face cam though, but I guess when there's a time to do so, or perfect time, I'll do a face cam whenever, you know. I'm really, you know, y'all know that I'm really anxious when it comes to just talking to myself or even other people. I feel like if I talk right here on this video, I feel like I'll be more comfortable, so this is more of a good start for me. Just be able to socialize even with myself, just talking through a voiceover over some gameplay. It's gonna make me better, a better talker. So, um, in terms of life, I feel like I'm really conflicted, you know, in terms of being myself or being with other people. Not in terms of being conflicted with my thoughts. I feel like I fixed that since last year. Last year I've been really, in terms of my thoughts, I've been really cloudy. And I always thought to myself that, how can I clear my own, conscience or what I'm overthinking about? Because overthinking is just more on over processing things, and not many people can understand that. It kind of hinders my own, which I feel like I don't really share that much. You know, so I usually play games, stay silent. And like the more I play games, the more I stay silent to social media, because me sharing memes is a way of, you know, portraying myself. Not, I guess I do try to entertain, but I feel like that's something that I want to show, but I can only show through memes. Just to share a couple laughs, maybe just to share a message. Most of the memes are about laughs, but I feel like in terms of me replying with memes and all that, I feel like me in all seriousness is that's something I want to portray in terms of chat or maybe voice chat, video call, but I'm not the type of guy to do video call or messages in general. So I usually just share it through memes and all that. So, you know, in terms of my anxiety, um, I feel like working out has boosted my own confidence in terms of just being myself and working on a new me. Not in terms of like personality wise, I feel like conscious wise, thought wise, being able to think clearly, being able to make decisions like independently in terms of just thinking more clear. Because I feel like last year was before the pandemic. I feel like it's all about fun, but it's never about myself. because I feel like I portray fondness with other people, and when I'm with myself, I feel like I just really doubt myself that I'm not gonna be in that certain position where I'll be, content and happy. And you know, I wasn't into video games that time. I feel like because school, I was away from my PS4 at that time. It's my condo. Think about all the works that I've done, and of course I had running that time. I feel like it was more of a chore, you know, aside from the virtual event that I've had. That's not more of a chore, but like everything seemed like a chore, and I tried to cover everything up for myself. And later that year, that took a toll, obviously, to myself, my mental, and the connections I've had with other people in general. Because I feel like what I could have changed through the years or through that 2020 was I feel like I should have shared way more than just being there. Because I really thought being present was you caring for them. But yes, to some extent, yes, you can say that you're there for them, but I feel like talking to them, giving them time, alone time, just as family or maybe special someone, I should have been there in the first place. And this year, I feel like I've recuperated, I've reflected, and yeah, there, I've been there for other people. I've spent time with family, with friends when I can, of course. College life can be quite time consuming and it can consume your mental, it can consume yourself, it can consume your connections with other people, but I guess that's part of growing up, really. When you're children, I guess all the toys, all your playtimes, because that's the only thing you had to do. Now you have new responsibilities, of course, deadlines, and things that we don't really talk about. And I feel like, sharing, I could have shared way more, but I only need, now I only need to share what's needed in perspective. Um, I always push off people whenever, I clearly under the weather or I didn't feel like myself, but I always had that mentality I could do it myself, but to the point that I didn't really care for myself. But when the thoughts were heavy, that's when I, you know, seek for help. But that's the point where it's too late. So now when I feel like I didn't feel like myself, you know, didn't feel like myself, then I seek help with other people. I didn't expect this to be a deep talk, but this is more on 2 a.m. thoughts. I'm kind of sleepy, and I feel like you know this is where the thoughts flow. Um, what else can I say? I'm not gonna cut this off. I wanted this to be raw thoughts. I guess school wise, of course I've been adjusting. First week, not really much has changed. You know, classmates didn't change. I guess subjects changed. Teachers, I have that one teacher that yelled at me. So that's the highlight. And they're all good teachers, not being negative or anything, but that's all. Studying, like online class, my opinion, online class, first year. For the first year, I felt like it was rough. Um, not being able to see your classmates and having a hard time just being there for teachers, asking teachers, messaging teachers that way. that really took a toll on how I perceive school. Because school, I feel like now lingers way more than expected. It doesn't leave. Like when I wake up, I think about it. Like back then, when I compare now, I don't really like comparing, but I'm not comparing other people, so I'm just comparing like school life right now. So, but back then, you sleep, you forget it. Not like forgetting it overall, but you'd forget about it. You wake up, you remember because you're going to school. But now, I wake up, I think about it right away. Like it never crossed my mind. It's even in my dreams. And then when I sleep, it's still there. It's like it's the thing that keeps me up all the fucking time. And I don't really like that in terms of online class, but the other experience is just like being able to adapt way better than I could have imagined with friends, family, just calling them. I feel like I've gotten better at that, calling, video calling, especially because back then this thing I really regret. Regret's a strong word, but I guess if you're confident in regretting and improving on, I think that if you regret something and then learn from it, and that's a good learning experience overall for myself and for anyone exactly. But just being able to call, check up on friends or family, calling them whenever you need help or just being there in general can go a long way. I noticed. I mean, of course, checking up on people will make a difference, but what's the effect on myself? When I feel like shit, when I feel happy, just wanted to share it with my other friends, celebrate the Discord. Discord, it's real MVP. Y'all know that. I feel like yeah, you're really good to communicating, even though I feel like as communication for me improved, my social anxiety went way worse. And that's somewhere I think because people don't really want to can't see each other, so I feel like that reverted to me. And when face-to-face classes, we're on the brink. I know that for a fact. I'll be better. I'll be back to square one, but I'll know how to talk or engage because I don't really share that much in terms of me not being able to share or to start a conversation. Only my close friends, like my closer friends, closest friends know about that. But I don't really share that because in terms of I'll sidetrack or this is my next topic, but I feel like in terms of social anxiety, people tell you like, why don't you share that? But it's really hard to, you know, share that in terms of how am I gonna say that I have social anxiety without it being like, something that is out of the way and ruins the vibe of the conversation itself. Unless we're really close friends to the point that I can't really share that with like someone I just met because maybe like what they're like they see me body language because I'm quite more mellow, not like Carmilla, but mellow in terms of I don't really like to share my message that much unless like I feel comfortable. I feel like if you're really comfortable to talk to or approachable, you'd be really good. I'd be really good to talk to you. But at times where talking to strangers and all that, I don't really know how to start sharing about some things that I'm weak at, just as like talking, being able to keep up a conversation, of course, because I'm not really good at that. You know, I'm perceived to be a nice person, but I just like to share. Like if you share that or you reciprocate that kind of energy, I like to throw it back at you in terms of goodwill because it's really good to me. And I'll be really good at like to you in terms of what's done right. Like what's correct for me and what you've done wrong, but I'm not really into drama and all that. That's what I try to avoid all the time nowadays because I don't know. You stress about something online than real life. Like that's two completely different things, but when everything's online, I don't really like to blend things. So I don't really like I avoid drama every single time. And you know, I really just talked about many different things, but those are the main prominent things I think about my life. Um, in terms of real life, I just really I wake up. I usually work out, but my body clock's fucked right now. I'm talking right now to y'all at 2 a.m. So that's really dumb, but you know, I feel like that's what I've been doing as well. If I feel like doing it, I do it now rather than procrastinating about it later and then not doing anything at all at the end of the day. So I might as well end of the day late, even though if it's late, and then just talk, keep on talking. And in terms of working out, I've been really consistent. I feel like even though I game a fuck ton, I feel like many people think I game half of my day. I only game like 4 hours or 6 hours at least. I feel like that's not a lot if you're thinking about that in a gamer's perspective, because many people say half a day, and I can't really do that without losing any like brain cells raging in COD. So I prefer not to do that. But yeah, it's been really fun, you know, working out. I feel like last year I really wanted just to do it because it was for a grade in PE, for being honest. And now I feel like I really have fun, even though it's something that, you know, bores me. Just give me the right podcast or the right music, I'll do a workout. I don't really like to do long term, I just like to do 30 minutes. But with that 30 minutes, with that short span, I like to really just extend that into a week. So with short term comes you have to be consistent for that accumulation to, you know, because many people say like if you want to work out, do 2 hours. I recommend you do not do that shit because it really burns you out for the rest of the week. And what I'm thinking is like you just do it through the week and do short term because like if you want to do it in between school, because you know of course you're gonna say what about what I really can't do that in school, so you have to do that. I have to do this. I have to do that. But I feel like you have at least 30 minutes of your time or dedicated time because maybe you have lunch break or you have like a break in between classes. Just me, I have like an hour and 30, so I take advantage of that before I start my other class. So you know, and in terms of morning, because there's a debate. I've heard this many times. Like, what's more like efficient, morning or night? I feel like it's up to you, but based on my experience, I feel like morning wise, you'd be more productive for the rest of the day. Because if at night is you have many thoughts and events through the day that you won't expect, even though you plan like 6 p.m. But yeah, I do change my mind a lot, so which is why I do it early instead of doing it now. I do it early, like I just do it early. I do it right away, so I don't need to think about it ASAP. And like I'm just gonna think through it through the whole day that I've been productive. Like that's a way of being productive as well. Just doing it, boom, and then that's it. You're done for the whole day, even though like it's a rest day. Like you don't have any school. At least you did something, working out, starting the day off right, and it makes me feel energetic in a way, you know. And you know, I've been trying a lot of being mindful. Like in addition of working out, I've been really into focusing, planning, scheduling. Because I feel like back then I didn't like scheduling because it will come to mind either way or not. But you know, I just keep doing things I want to do. That's all I really have, you know, update about life. I'll probably do another if I have story to tell or ever rant to say. But start of an online classroom, start of a new beginning, to be honest, for me, in a way. But yeah, that's all I wanted to update you. Nothing much is going on in my life, but I just did a lot of various topics that I had about life overall. I'm not like currently I'm not in a crossroads mentally, but I'm getting to where I need to, not fix, calibrate. That's more like it. But yeah, that's all I have to say. More to come, more content in mind. I just wanted to do this more, so instead of more highlights, I do have highlights on the way. I already have one prepared, to be honest. But this is I like this. I didn't. I thought I was gonna be awkward, but if just really don't mind or don't look at any of the voiceovers, you'll be good to go. So thank you. If you listen to whole end, I appreciate you. You should really care about me. So like appreciate you as a person or being a friend of mine. Stranger or not, thank you for listening. And yeah, see you in the next video.